Oh, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we are here with IMSA. Yes, it's been a while since I've raced in the IMSA Series, of course 45-minute races, and to be completely honest, this is just trying to slowly get myself prepped for the Bathurst 12 hours that's going to be going this weekend. Looking forward to it. I'm going to be racing with my good friend Joe. There should be some video or stream, perhaps, I haven't quite decided just yet, coming from that in just a few days' time. But yeah, let's get out though to qualifying. 45 minutes around the Nurburgring. I'm in the BMW M4 and I haven't been able to do a lap of practice because iRacing refused to load.
6th place. Your last lap time was a 1:57.92. The leader has just done a 1:55.17.
Around in the final corner, then trying to put the power down. Not the best run out of that final turn, but we are going to improve by about another quarter of a second then up over the line. That's going to be a 1:57.66. It's just quite a competitive split, so I will take that quite happily there. I mean, the top guy, yeah, a long way. Get it 1.7 clear of anyone else. I think he's in for a fun afternoon. But P7, I'm quite happy with that. We'll see where we end up ready for the start. Right, well, let's see how this goes then here today. Been a while since I've done an IMSA race. 45 minutes, of course, very similar to the VRS. In fact, to be honest, I intend to do a VRS race pretty much straight after this. So things can only go well. But we've got LMP2s and GTPs in this one as well. So it is all three splits, but plenty of BMWs. Few Lambos, Audis and Porsche kicking around as well, I suppose, which is nice to see. I think we've actually got a Lambo on pole
Green.
in GT3 as we're going to get going in right... Really? We're going to get going right through the final chicane there, and someone's already taken someone else out. So, chaos, to say the least, as we head in towards the final corner. Luckily, the BMW is built quite tough, but already a tiny bit of front-end damage there. We've got a 4X for it. The rear end of the Audi looked pretty wrecked, but I think it did sort itself out there. I think the game recalculated just how much damage was done.
Right.
As we head down in towards someone there, around the outside of a Porsche. We've got yellow flags out. BMW there, very aggressive across the nose of another one. It looks like the LMP2s as well have had fun then through the first couple of turns, but yeah, really not the start we would have needed then in this race. Well, apparently I'm taking a different line to everyone else in through the second half of the stadium. Oh, come on. Get that power down. Traction control working overtime here to try and build up some heat in the rear tyres. Of course, got to be so careful in these things as well. Heavy fuel, everything like that. Got to get used to it. And I didn't realise I hadn't shifted down into third gear, which probably isn't helpful either. But yeah, I mean, we're not too far back. You know, I think the first couple of cars managed to make it through fairly clean and tidy. The rest of us all sort of Constantine it up, which obviously led to those mistakes. As Audi, I think that was the one we clip the rear end off, just loops it round down at the hairpin. But yeah, with the exception of that 4X, we've been fairly clean and tidy off the start here. Lambo's going to get bigger on me up the hill, so I was actually going to, if he got a big run, let him through, but he ducks over into the slipstream behind me. Clearly didn't fancy doing anything with that just yet, as yeah, we are struggling a little bit to match the cars in front early on here. Like I said, I didn't get any laps of practice in prior to qualifying, so it is just going to be about trying to keep it clean and tidy, settle down into a rhythm, and sort of build up the pace, sort of learn as we go. As we get down in towards the chicane, try not to lean on that ABS all too much. We know just how detrimental it can be on iRacing, as yeah, this Porsche is looking hungry in front of us. Will compromise his line through the final corner though, so whoa, come on. Just got to try and keep that back end in check. Luckily the BMW, you know, is a pretty stable, pretty reliable car. I was meant to be bringing highlights from the BMW Sim Cub from the weekend, but sadly my PC crashed about halfway through, so my good friend Cam had to do pretty much the entire race, sadly.
Still clear right.
Lambo's still looking for it. Yeah, I've got a decent little 5, maybe even 6 car pack. I think there's another car just catching up to the back of this group, but keeping insta count to a minimum is going to be key today. I've not had fun on the old SR front in recent weeks, and a 4X before we even got going here certainly didn't do me any favours in that regard. Let's just settle down, try and keep the Lambo at bay and try to push forward. Whoa, big moves coming up the hill there between the Porsche and the BMW in front of me. Might be able to get the old up and under on the Porsche, but to be honest, might be worth just letting him battle with the other BMW there. He's going to send it back at the inside of myself. I'm not surprised he wasn't going to give up that one without a fight. But yeah, these two early on here have really been scrapping it out, trying to cover each other off. You know, a lot of moving down the straights, things like that, trying to find a way around each other. So we've just kind of been sat enjoying the show early on. Again, Porsche is going to go a bit defensive as we head up in towards the chicane. Definitely hasn't quite got the same top-end speed as us, but we'll go very deep in through that final chicane. Just try keep it clean and tidy, and perhaps he's just panicking a little bit, as clearly he's just been flustered slightly by that very intense battle going on with Jonathan just up the road. But we will get a nice run out of the final corner. Are we going to be able to get the power down and try and get a run back in towards Tom on? This time around he's not going to defend the inside. Try and go nice and late on the brakes, get the car slowed down on the inside. You'd probably try and switch me, but we should be able to do enough there because we'll have the inside for turn 2.
The car behind is catching. The gap's now 0.33.
We've literally just overtaken him, crew chief. Have some chill as well. We are going to get sent. Got to give him the room.
Still there.
Again, we'll have the line through the next corner. That's an annoying one. X got to be so careful on the exit there. You can only take half a curve.
Between the white lines.
But yeah, we are through at least. But I think we're still going to be under a lot of pressure unless we can close up to Jonathan. Whoa! Right. That's exactly what I mean. Big lunges.
Right side's clear. Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits.
I'm trying to make him do all the work, but he's also adamant that unless I move, we're going to have a collision at some point. Big mistake there coming in from the BMW in front. So at the end of the very same lap there, we might be able to get both of them.
Still there.
Just one run in through the final corner. Oh, a bit too aggressive on the brakes. Porsche's going to try and get there as well, though. So we've got to try and maximise our run off the corner. And now we're going to try and just sit a bit defensive in case either of them get a particularly big run. And we're about a dive bomb coming in at turn 1. To be completely honest there, as Porsche will get to the inside.
On your left.
Park it.
Clear left.
Oh, there's plenty of wheel-to-wheel racing here early on. That's going to be another 1x though for us. We've got the Lamborghini trying to get involved. Let's just try and leave these guys to scrap behind. And try and close in on Gonzalo. Oh, I completely forgot as well. We've got some GTPs.
Blue flag.
Here goes Rick up the inside.
Right side's clear.
There are a couple of very decently rated GTPs in this split, but Rick makes it through. Yeah, we got Rick Jonk, Patrick Zuber, Peter Zuber even, Patrick Wolf even I should say.
Blue flag.
Very highly rated, sort of high top split class drivers. So we're all going to be trying to march their way through. It is only a 45-minute IMSA race, but around the outside he's going to go.
Left side, clear left.
A little bit close for comfort on the exit, but we get the power down. This guy should be able to sneak by as well.
Right. Blue flag.
So we've got more and more of them trying to make their way through. We will sit on the racing line. Just never quite know still where the GTPs are going to need to brake. It does take a bit of learning. So here comes another one. You always get a little bit scared as well when someone's suddenly closing in on you. Oi! Oh, that's so annoying. You can't just dive bomb and expect the GT3s to move out of the way. Another one. I think this is the last one we need to worry about. No, there are a few more coming. Yeah, so scary when the GTPs think they open the road. Sorry, open the road? Own the road. I should be saying there, but to be honest, it does look like this has worked out quite nicely. Don't you even think about it. I'm having that apex.
On your left.
You can have me on the exit.
Clear
I'm
left.
having that apex. Is that now them all done? I think it might be. Right now. Oh, I'll take. Oh, that's so annoying. Keep taking too much curve through there. 7x already in this race. And we're barely 10 minutes in. I have still got a couple of GTPs trying to make their way through, but I think now we're done with them all. That was late. Oh, just so I get it slowed down and slowly try and tip it in towards that apex still. 3 seconds up to Gonzalo in front, so I think we are slowly taking a bit of time out of him, but not a huge amount, as we've still got the maniac Porsche behind us of Misha. No, where am I off? That's 9x. Now the Porsche might be able to get a run on me. I was so worried about him dive bombing me again. Through the first part. Going to go side by side down into the hairpin. I don't think there's really much we can do on the outside. Try and just lose as little time as possible. Oh, now we've got the LMP2s as well.
You're gaining on this car. The gap is 0.22.
Crew chief, he's literally just jumped me. Why are you telling me that we're gaining on him? Oh, it's all kicking off here at the Nurburgring. So we'll try and just stick close. I don't feel like I've got good pace with the 18. We're actually both taking time out of the two in front of us, so this could still be quite a big battle for a few extra points. LMP2 is going to get to the inside. Oh, it all gets a little bit sketchy for a brief moment. Just try and fill the mirrors of the Porsche again, but oh, I hate the sound of the car going over that first curbing. It does sound like completely wrecking the floor on this poor thing. But I think it's a line that's got to be taken a bit more often, as we've got a Lamborghini as well just behind us, but no other LMP2s. Looks like Valentine's got a huge lead in the LMP2s, so we might have to worry about another one for at least a lap or two. Oh! Oh! I had to commit to the inside there. It's always an old racing rule. If a car's spinning in front of you, just go for the apex. It's just the safest thing you can normally try to do, but he tried to just keep the foot in slightly, see if he could correct the slide, and it pushed him in towards that apex. So that got very, very close through the hairpin, but we have made it through. We're under no pressure from Misha again then for at least a little while. Got 2.5 seconds back, 2.5 seconds in front. But now we have also got more LMP2s. Whoa! LMP2s need to chill out a little bit there. Julian not only trying to barge his way to the apex, you can weave around all you like, mate. It was your fault. They're just maniacs, some of them. They just, yeah, just believe they own the road. Trying to go for an apex there. You're meant to go round me.
With some faster cars approaching, they're fighting for position.
The GTPs are back once again, as that's going to be another big dive down at the final corner. Luckily, just about able to read that one and get ourselves back to the apex off the turn, but these guys still very much pushing each other very, very hard early on in this race. Is 1:58.0 new personal best, and we are still taking time out of these two in front that are battling. Gonzalo, they're just bailing out of it through turn 1. So I like that old BMW Sauber livery. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, though. We are taking time. Oi!
Clear left, car left.
Okay, they're doing that then, are they?
Clear left. We're halfway home. Should be about 7 minutes.
These faster cars are scary. Scary, scary, scary. As now Ivan has taken a big chunk of time out of me, and they're still going for very aggressive moves on these other cars. At least they're doing it to all of us. But I mean, look at that! He's on the grass trying to get round people. There's a whole other side of the circuit. Nope, don't get mad, man. It's fine. We are all over the back then of Gonzalo here, who just had to jump out of the way of a GTP to compromise his line. So we will now try to have a look round him as we head down in towards the bus stop chicane.
Car right.
Not really the bus stop chicane, but you know what I mean.
Still there.
Very, very late on the brakes. Get it slowed down nice and tidy there. Get the car rotated through the first part and we're through. Nice, easy, tidy move there as the other BMW into the pits.
area.
So there is an opportunity now to try and go for a bit of an overcut. It will just be tyres, no fuel. Sorry, it will just be fuel, no tyres even. Was the word I was actually looking to say there, but we've got just under 2 laps worth of fuel. So yeah, the game reference we're going to have to box this one. Haven't quite been able to do enough to fuel save 1 extra out of it. But as long as we don't battle too hard, there is still every opportunity here. We've certainly delivered so far on this lap. Another 10.5 up on any personal best that I've done, so a bit gutted that we're going to have to box now. Because this one could have been into the 57s, but yeah, we will file our way into the pit lane though. Just got to be very, very careful on pit entry. Just make sure you don't run wide, and of course make sure we get the car slowed down, ready for those traffic cones. Match the brakes, and that was aggressive, to say the least, on pit lane entry there. Not taking tyres, just double check. And let's make sure we get this car slowed down. There we go. So, like I said, we'll just take a little top-up of fuel that's here through to the checkered flag. Hopefully we're not going to be taking more than anyone else. I just didn't really want to risk it with just under-fueling. So I've popped in 8 gallons worth. And let's go. It looks like we've gone less than the BMW behind us there, so that's good to see. A lot less than Gonzalo there as well. Where are we going to re-emerge?
Push now.
Doesn't look like we've got a battle on pit exit. There's Max out on the circuit. We've got 10 laps of fuel. That is easily enough to see us through to the flag. But we are through then, I think, into P4 of this race as we've come out right alongside an LMP2.
Still there.
Oh, big squeeze coming in from Valentin, but yeah, I think we're through. I think we might be P4 in this race. And we've somehow done it with about a 4-second overcut even as well. Just because other people either have taken tyres as well for some reason. I don't think it will give them that big of an advantage. Or yeah, just put way more fuel in.
15 minutes left. Come on, head up. Keep your focus further down the track.
2/3 distance then. Got a little bit of breathing room to the guys behind us. Yeah, it's floating about 5 seconds then. But I think Florian might have to pit as well still. Unless he boxed 1 lap earlier. Can't quite remember off the top of my head, to be honest. No, I think Florian was up in P3. So obviously he's just jumped back past us once again. There's, yep, back into P3 for them. P4 though, how much iRacing would this net me if we're able to hang on to it? I think, yeah, 63 iRacing. I would absolutely take. There is Ivan behind us. He's got 3k. So he should be quick still towards the flag. Should be, unless he's picked up some damage. So just try and hang on. Keep doing our own thing. Of course, trying to jump out of the way of faster cars as well that keep dive bombing me. Well, less than 10 minutes left on the clock then. We've probably got 5-6 more laps worth. So yeah, we've definitely got enough fuel to see us through to the check flag. I always like to just go 1 extra just in case. But yeah, Ivan, the gap's staying fairly level. Of course, you know, he's trying to push on a little bit more. That has taken a tiny bit of time out of me 1 lap. But then, of course, sometimes it just depends on where each of us is getting lapped by the faster cars as well, you know, whether one of us has got to jump out of the way. But yeah, we're just doing our thing, trying to make sure we bring this BMW home in one piece. It's crazy to think where this race started with a car spinning in front of me before we even got going there, and of course also the near miss with the Porsche. But not long to go. We've just got to try and bring it home and hopefully pick up some iRacing and maybe a tiny bit of SR. 12X has not been good. Yeah, just always struggle with those 2 corners around this circuit. But it is what it is. I say it's 2 corners, it's really just the 1 corner that either I run too wide on the way out of or take too much curb on the inside. Cool. I think something might have happened to Ivan. Seems to have disappeared off my relative late on in the day. So maybe it's just been collected by another car, but now we've got even more gap than the car behind. It's now Christoph. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to Ivan then. Just appears to have vanished off the face of the earth, I guess. Right, well, I think we are now starting the final lap then of this race. Rick's just about to jump me, which is going to signify the white flag coming out. So we have back down through turn 1. Has been fairly lonely into this race, but honestly, I'm not too worried about that. We've been losing a little bit of time to Christoph behind, but again, not really been too focused on it. Just wanted to try and bring the car home in one piece, you know, about not scary moments, but a couple of still moments with LMP2s. Of course, they don't really pick up. It's weird, the difference between the LMP2s and the GTPs when you're in a GT3 car. Of course, the GTPs, no, they pick up at the corners so ridiculously quickly, and obviously you've got just so much more downforce. The LMP2s, they don't really tend to have much pick up out of the corners. They're very, very good top end still. But yeah, they just don't really pick up the same way out of the corners, and of course, a lot less downforce as well on them. So, yeah, I really do think they're probably losing most of them. I mean, they're 5 seconds a lap slower-ish around this circuit. I wonder how much of that is just lost in sort of slower speed acceleration zones. It wouldn't surprise me if around some really high-speed circuits that they're not actually losing much at all, like Daytona, for example. Obviously, where there aren't many big acceleration zones around that circuit, but in towards the final few corners, though, of this race. 45 minutes on the clock has now expired, and certainly quite happy with this return to IMSA, to be honest. A couple of unfortunate moments. 12x, like I said, is not really where I wanted to be come the checkered flag, but Peter Zuber as well getting closer and closer once again. I don't think he's under pressure from Patrick Wolff anymore. You know, those two very, very big names in the sim racing sphere. But into the final corner, we won't get third here. I don't know what crew chief's smoking, but at the final corner, it is going to be P4 come the checkered flag. Then very, very happy with that result there. We can walk away quite proud of that one. I'm not too sure what Zuber's doing as we cross the line there. But yeah, let's go take a look at those final race results then and sort of see what happened. Oh, well, that is a bit unfortunate, though, having a look at our final race results. Just got tipped under the 2.0 SR, so, of course, it gives me a huge bump down. Minus 0.47 there is not quite what I wanted come the end of that one. But 63 iRacing takes me back over 2.1k, so I guess we can't complain too much about that. I mean, yeah, unfortunately, of course, as well, the results a bit skewed in the GT3 cars, of course, because the top two managed to make it onto an extra lap. That, I'm guessing Florian bailed out right towards the end, just to make sure that he didn't have to do an extra lap there, hence why the crew chief obviously told me to try and go for it there. But Ivan as well did actually finish in P6, so I'm guessing just had a spin or had contact with one of the GTPs or the LMP2s, so I don't quite know what must have happened. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will definitely be back very, very soon then with more iRacing content. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping into a VRS sprint race around Bathurst as well. We will have at least a video or a stream from the Bathurst 12 this weekend as well, so you definitely don't want to miss that.